Hello and welcome back to 5-Minute Bibliography from Pequot Library. I am, as ever, your host, Dr. Jamie Cumby, and today, as promised, we're going to talk about format. Now, a lot of you might not know what I mean when I say format, but hopefully we're going to all know what format is in about 5 minutes. So remember last week when we talked about paper. So basically what I'm going to be doing today is talking to you about how this piece of paper turns into a book after, of course, the text has been printed on it. But this is also a guide to how the text is imposed. We'll talk about text imposition more next week when we talk about typesetting. But for now, we are going to look at how this piece of paper gets folded up and turned into a book. So I'm going to start with my handy mock-up. These are provided by Rare Book School. And I'll drop a link for that in the notes for this video. So what you're looking at here, you should recognize this buddy right here. That is a watermark. So what we're looking at is this sheet that has been printed to show you the chain lines and the watermark and the countermark. That's more, again, about identifying the paper mill that made this paper. Using this as a guideline to see how paper gets folded to make different formats of books. So the simplest format of a book is a folio. You might have heard that word before, thinking about the first folio, of which, of course, Pequot has a partial first and then a complete second, third, and fourth folios. Well, now you're going to know just what a folio is. So a folio is a book that is made by taking printed sheets that are folded a single time. So this means that from this one sheet in folio, you get 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages, or 2 leaves. A leaf is different from a page in that a leaf represents this guy right here front and back, and this guy right here front and back. We call this the recto, and the other side we call the verso. It's more fun book terminology for you. So folios are, as you can imagine, the simplest form of book outside of a broadsheet, which would just be the one sheet of paper taken as, think about it as a poster, basically, or a form might have a number of different smaller pieces printed on it and then cut up. But anyway, we're talking about books this week. Oops, I lost my glasses. Excuse me. Too excited. Anyway, so we got our folio. But what if we don't want this book to be something gigantic like a Bible or like a big law book that sits in your office? What if we want it to be a little bit more portable and a little bit simple to typeset? We might make this into a quarto for 4, because a quarto has 4 leaves. So see, we folded this in half again, and that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 leaves. But eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed something about this. This doesn't actually function like a book yet, because this is still connected and this is still connected. You need to, when you're folding up a book, you actually, in the stages when you're finishing it, you need to cut these bits open so that you can actually read it. So if you remember that scene in The Great Gatsby when Owl Eyes is in the library and he says, oh, none of these books have been cut. What he means is none of the books can actually be opened because their pages, once folded, were never actually cut up so you could flip through them. More fun facts for you. So we've got our quarto, and we can fold it again to make an even smaller book, an octavo for 8. And you'll see here, now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 5, 6, 7, and 8 leaves. Now, octavo was a common format you might see for novels, portable books, small things you can tuck in your pocket. We'll get further into splitting the atom to making tinier and tinier books when we talk about typesetting. But for now, I hope that has given you a sense of what we mean when we talk about format. When we're talking about format, we're talking about size, yes, but also about the number of times that the sheet of paper has been folded. So that tells us about the amount of paper that's needed to make a book. That bears a lot on the expense of producing a print run, the complexity of setting the type. It's really a portal into so many other things. And also now you've got some fun vocabulary words that you can share with your friends. So I hope you've enjoyed this installment of 5-Minute Bibliography, and I hope that you will tune in next week when we talk about typesetting. Take care of yourselves, guys.